Hey there, this is Richard from No Pants Profits, and welcome to or welcome back to No Pants Profits. I am right now on the 7th public sailing of the MSC Seascape, bringing you a full tour and review in 360 degrees. So you can move your finger left, right, up, down. It's like a Nintendo thing. Or you can actually move your mouse and you can move around. I am on board courtesy of You Are Comped in the casino. If you don't know about You Are Comped, I will have a link down below, but we are right where we got on board. Unfortunately, I can open this door, but unfortunately, I cannot get outside on the deck because it's been a bit of a windy, weird day. It is about 1:15 p.m. on the ship right now. We're going to do a full uncut tour of the bottom, then we'll go take a look at the cabins, then we'll do an uncut look at the top. But let's go ahead, again, feel free to scroll around at any time. So this is exactly where you get on board MSC Seascape, which this is my first time on MSC. So once you come on board, you know, they've got the mascot, they've got fun things like that, but they have these little machines right here. And this is the cruise card activation point. If you do not register your credit card online before you get on the ship, what you have to do is you have to tap your cruise card or your room key right there, and then that will allow you to register your credit card. It's one of the first things you got to do. It's a bit annoying. I'll tell you personally, I didn't have to do it because I had registered my credit card online, but they don't actually take your credit card at check-in if you have not registered your credit card at check-in. So once you get on board, you've got this big kind of grand foyer area. This is grand foyer area number 1. I think there's actually kind of 2 grand foyer areas, and the other one really focuses around the casino. But this is the deck 6 of the grand foyer area. Now you've got some interesting bars up here. We've got the Shine Bar, which you'll see, again, we're at 1 o'clock on a sea day. This bar is not open. Just so you know, there are still major, and we'll talk about this across the whole video, there are major staffing issues that are going on cruise ships right now, especially MSC ships, and most of the crew I've talked to are on their first contract. Then you've got the shore excursions desk right there. And you just kind of got the other side of the ship right here, which we'll see if we can go outside. I don't think we can. It's locked for some reason or another. But this is also a deck they use for embarking and debarking, believe it or not, in the Caribbean. They'll use deck 5 and deck 6. Nope. Nobody wants us outside right now. So you've got this main grand foyer right here on deck 6, and we're going to take a little flight over it. So I will send you out on a journey. So we're flying over. This is the main bar that is not the casino bar. Now I will be perfectly honest with you. The MSC ships operate kind of like the Carnival ships. And I mean that in the way that the casino is kind of a central hub of activity on the MSC ships. So we are now headed down to deck number 5. So if we go down to deck number 5 right here, this is still in the central area on deck number 5. You've got the main lobby bar right here. This is the one that's open from 6 o'clock in the morning till 1 o'clock in the morning. So it closes for like 5 hours a day. This is the Seascape bar. Then right over here, you've got, we'll come a little lower, you've got guest services, guest relations, whatever you want to call it. Every cruise line has a different name for it. Fortunately, a lot of what you can see with your bill and everything like that is in the app, and you don't really need to go to guest services that much overall. Now, I do have the beverage package, and some of the other members of my traveling party not in my cabin do not, so I've never had an issue with a irrelevant beverage charge, but they definitely have had issues with some beverage charges showing up that probably shouldn't have showed up. And you'll see it's actually really funny here. That's part of the photo gallery, which we'll get to in a little bit. Something I do find kind of weird on MSC is how hard it is to get to even find people present in their future cruise sales office. I don't know if it's a staffing problem or anything like that. They do have a 118-day world cruise they're doing next year, and I wanted to find out some information on it, and literally every time I've come by here, it's been closed. Most other cruise ships actually care about booking you on future cruises. MSC actually doesn't seem to, as weird as that sounds. So again, we're down here on deck 5, so we're going to go deck 5, 6, 7, and 8, and then we're going to take a ride upstairs and take a look at what's going on upstairs. So, we're just going to take a look. So this is likely, oh, here we go. This is one of the restaurants, and deck 5 doesn't really go much in the other direction here. Why it doesn't go much in the other direction here is just simply due to the fact that all the kitchens and stuff are back here. I'm just doing a little tour around. So this is our restaurant. This is the Green Wave restaurant. We're not stopping for lunch right now. We're just kind of taking a look around. What they've done is they've not built one kind of grandiose restaurant. They've gone with the concept of having a lot of smaller restaurants all over. Now there is for the, I do love, and this is something if you've watched my videos in the past, I like talking about what I call the ship-in-ship concept. So they have different restaurants for different classes of people. If you're staying in the spa class, if you're staying in all the different classes. So if you're staying in the spa class, if you're staying in the yacht club class, meaning their suite class, they have different classes. I will tell you there is some kind of weird stuff they do here, banging pots and pans and things for people's birthday, which I think is even tackier than what Carnival actually does with their dancing on the table. But your mileage may vary, your rates may vary there. Let's jump out of the restaurant, which is, again, my restaurant, but this is one of many restaurants on board for your main dining pleasure. I think there's like 5 or 6 of them, and we're going to try and make sure we visit everywhere. So you see, we've got not much left on deck 5, but we'll go see what we can see. Next thing we're going to talk about is actually money. Now, you come to this channel because we're called No Pants Profits. I did work on cruise ships for 7 years, so I understand the money and I understand how all of that is actually working as far as money is concerned. Again, look back at guest services. But we're on deck 5, right by the bar right there. This actually might be one good shot to kind of get a nice perspective of everything going on, and then we'll continue on and talk about money. There's a nice shot. They do a lot of themed parties and stuff up here. So you see it's actually an atrium that's got 3 stories of entertainment possibilities right there. Well, 4 stories. Hey, more UR Comp people. Yeah, so you got stories and stories and stories of entertainment right there. But let's go. I said we're going to talk about money. So let's talk about money. So what I mean by talk about money is most ships don't have their own photographers on board. They hire a third-party service that does the photography. This is a really weird thing. This is called the hub, and it kind of combines a lot of stuff together that I don't think should, I don't want to say shouldn't be together. Oh, look, I guess you can find your photos with that QR. I wouldn't say shouldn't be together, but I would say it's not normal that they're together on a cruise ship. So the photo and the internet and an ability to get little wearables instead of having to have this guy with you, your room key, the ability to have little wearables that you can wear. And it actually got a huge line on the first day. It's a lot quieter now, but here's what's unique. This is actually owned directly by MSC, as are the shops, as is a lot of it. The only one I'm not sure if they're owned directly by MSC or not yet is the spa. But you've got the MSC Foundation, which is just a gift shop run by MSC that helps with their tax write-off. We did do a tour earlier or later, depending when you're seeing this, on the MSC private island, Ocean Cay, which is a wasteland they turned into a tax write-off. This is their little tax write-off right here. And we can even see, oh look, yeah, they're supposed to be open from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m., 5 p.m. to 7 p.m., 8 p.m. to 11 p.m. So early in the morning and dinner time. Now, again, you'll see deck 5 kind of cuts off right behind this art sculpture here. What you have right here behind this art sculpture is cabins. But you've got this great little art sculpture right here, which ends in a dead end. So we're in a dead end, and there's nowhere to go but up. So we've seen all the public areas on deck 5, so let us continue up to deck 6. So this is kind of like the second atrium, per se. This is where they do the dueling pianos. They don't specifically have a piano bar. Instead, they've got this area that they do the dueling pianos in. So they've got dueling pianos here every night. They do the same show like 3 times a night, but it is a different show every night, at least for the dueling pianos. We'll get to the theater in a little bit. But they've got a really cool area. This is like Times Square. I'm going to put you up so you can see. So again, this is a 360 video, so feel free to move your finger, move your mouse around. It's actually genius because it advertises everything that's in the shops, which again, the shops are owned by MSC. They are not owned by a third-party company, which is really unique because you don't really see that in the cruising industry. Also of interest, when MSC goes to its private island in the Caribbean, Ocean Cay, when it goes to Ocean Cay, they do not have to close the shops or close the casino. But speaking of the shops, let's see where we're going to start. We're going to go to my favorite shop because we have to. My favorite shop is the liquor shop. And what's cool is they have a lot of products that are actually packaged exclusively for MSC at the liquor shop, which is like, okay, that's kind of cool. So let's take a look. All right. So you'll see, like, if we take a look, this is Meloncello, which one of my traveling companions is loving this. And you know, this is packaged exclusively for an MSC special edition, as well as Limoncello, because MSC, unlike a lot of these other cruise lines, is number one, completely private, and number two, an Italian company. So they have a little bit more access to different things than other ones do. You can get a model of the ship, which currently is on an unscheduled sea day because we lost power on one of the engines, but shh. Again, this is January 20th, 2023. I just want you to walk around. Let's just pick something we know the price of. Okay. Bottle of Jack Daniels, 30. That's the bottle in bond. Okay, that's 13. Okay. Normal Jack Daniels, $25.90. Kind of weird prices because they're likely based in European prices in euros and converted over. These random 50 cents here, like, you wouldn't expect to find something that's got, 20 cents, 90 cents, 90 cents, unless, oh, they're all 90 cents. Okay. They're all 90 cents. Everything ends in 90 cents here. I guess the answer is it doesn't really make any sense. Bad joke, I know. So let's see. Got a perfume shop right here. If you want to smell good. Let's see what other shops we got here. Oh, still one shop. Perfume and cosmetics. It is kind of weird how they've got the security gates there. And again, I will tell you right now, this is more of a European clientele than it is an American clientele, but it really does kind of reek of Carnival, to be honest with you. I've not been on the newer Carnival ships, I've been on the older Carnival ships, but I mean, if you look back at my other reviews of the photo gallery, where they have physical photos, they have visible gates that you would see. We got the ladies' handbag store, they have visible gates, but if you were to take anything, you would see things in the visible gates. But let's see. We got purses. A Furla purse. I have no clue what these should cost. Nor do I use purses. I use Merces. A lot of European brands. Again, that's kind of on brand for them, is to have a lot of European brands. We got watches. I'm a believer that the Apple Watch has killed all the Swiss watch industry. A lot of these guys would disagree with me, but I'm a believer in the Apple Watch. They have the. Do you guys carry the Tag Heuer Connected on board or no? No. Aw. Yeah, I'm a believer that this is the watch of the future, and a lot of people with a lot of money believe that too, and Swiss watch industry's been dying. So, hate to rag on people, but that's the damn truth. All right, we're at an interesting place now. This is the Venchi chocolate bar. So this is not, oh look, there's the MSC logo dude right there, and he should be made out of chocolate. Nah, it smells like it's made out of paint. This is the Venchi chocolate bar, and this is not included on the beverage packages. So if you do have a beverage package, even the top tier beverage package, this is not included on that top tier beverage package. But he does have some things, like you have Heineken on draft here, right?
Yes, sir.
Can I get a Heineken on draft?
Right away, sir.
Because this is not a no pants cruise ship tour unless there's alcoholism on board. Christoph, you left your card, I think. I know, you had the more important things in your hand, right?
Like uno prosecco.
Yeah, that's what happens when you have the more important things in your hand. But they've got ice cream here. One of the weird things, other than in the dining room, you actually cannot get, only in the dining room for dinner, you can't get ice cream for free anywhere on board. They have it for the kids, don't they? They have an ice cream machine for the kids, but it kind of makes me sad because I'm a big kid, and I like ice cream. But if you look, thank you, sir. We have a nice frothy Heineken. They've got Heineken on tap literally everywhere on this ship. I guess because it's German, Holland, I don't know. You can get some more craft beers. We'll go where you can get some more craft beers in a little bit. But we've gone by the shops. This is the chocolate shop. I do want to show you some of their, so you see it's actually a chocolate shop I've not stopped by much yet, but you can see they actually have chocolate fountains. It's like Willy Wonka. I think that's like Alice in Chains or something. If you scroll around, you can see that. But and then we got penguins. But the creepiest of all is Murderous Olaf. That is Murderous Olaf. That is called the Vinci 1878 chocolate bar. All right, we're moving on. We're going towards the back of deck 6, and look, there's even, oh my God, that's a choctopus. I think that's a giant chocolate octopus. If you're not seeing what I'm talking about, feel free to move around until you see the choctopus, or the chocta owl, or the, you can see, they've kind of really set it up. This whole ship and all of the Seascape, Seaside, Seashore class have a New York kind of feel to them. So, you know, Times Square, different things in New York, and I need to quench my thirst real quick. All right, so now we're on deck 6 above that big area we were in before. I think, yeah, we've been up here. But let's go towards the back of the boat. I think the back. I've been on board for 6 days-ish. This is day 6. So we'll see how far we can go back, and we might wind up going forward. So again, on deck 6, this seems to be the end of it because, we've got another restaurant. So the restaurants don't actually cut through. The restaurants, this is another one. The Green Wave is directly behind this, but this is one of the normal sit-down dinner restaurants that you've got here. Let's take a look at Giant Ship Shine, see what we've got. So we have not seen the shops yet. So we've seen the restaurant, we've seen the shops, we've not seen the theater yet. But what we're gonna do is we're gonna go up to deck 7 and we will check out the theater from deck 7, but there is also access to the theater on deck 6. Now, coming up on deck 7, we've got something that's gonna be very familiar to those of you who like to gamble like me or are a fan of UR Comped. It is a gigantic casino with a giant Statue of Liberty structure right in the middle of the casino. But let's go ahead and let's go somewhere different first before the casino, because we've been trying to get to the back, we've been trying to get to the back, and we can never get to the back of the boat. And there's a very interesting reason why we can never get to the back of the boat, because right there is where they've got the kitchens and the galleys and all the refrigerators and giant Guinness Book of World Records sign. But when you're trying to get to the back of the boat, all of the ships have been kind of the new ships that are being built, the Guinness Book of World Records, we'll see what that is. The new classes of ships that are being built are all trying to do something a little bit different in the back of their ship. You've got the Edge class from Celebrity that's doing something. You've got the 270 from Royal Caribbean that's doing something. They're all doing something a little different. You've got 270, you've got Eden, you've got all those like that. This right here we're walking by is actually the restaurant for their spa class of people. You can come anytime. They don't have fixed seatings on this ship. Now that's just if you're in that spa class, the Aura class. You can come in at any time, and they don't really have a fixed seating there, but elsewise there are 3 fixed seatings on this ship. Not really that much of a dress code in the dining room, but this is a really cool image right here. We've got the hot air balloon. Might as well hop in. So we are headed to France. I know I said this is an Italian ship, but we're headed to France. And where are we headed to in France? Well, we're headed to the Moulin Rouge. So they've gone ahead and they've built their own concept of the Moulin Rouge called La Cabaret Rouge, which I guess if you look around, we're flying to right now because we're in a hot air balloon. the concept for Le Cabaret Rouge, it's actually run not by the cruise director. This is the first ship to have it, and it's like I'll take you in there in a second. You're not going to see much going on this time of day, but it's that back of ship item that they add inside. And we got a back of ship item for outside later, but it's actually run by a guy who failed to get anywhere on America's Got Talent, and Simon Cowell said he was a little too cabaret. So when they built a cabaret, well, they reached out to the guy that was a little bit too cabaret, and he's running it. And the idea is this is not touched by the cruise director or the assistant cruise director. This is a different experience that they're actually trying. So in trying this different experience, they give this guy who runs the Sammy, I think is his name, who runs the Cabaret Rouge, full control over what's going on in there and all that. I will tell you, it's kind of sad because the last 5 days, it's pretty much been the same show over and over and over, and they don't advertise it as that. But full control, they've got a cellist, they've got a girl who loves to sing Taylor Swift, and that's all she knows how to sing. But this is Le Cabaret Rouge, and you can see we go from New York. It's really weird because we go from New York to another restaurant on the way here. We go from New York to Paris in Le Cabaret Rouge. And you can see they have a lot of allusions, Allusions, to the Moulin Rouge in Paris. So this is kind of trying to be, there's even, it legit says Moulin Rouge right there. And it's actually a really cool entertainment venue because they have a live band and everything like that. And again, I don't mean to diss anything, but it's designed to be run not by the cruise director, but by an actual host that does the different cabarets. So it's kind of funny. I really hope they keep a host like they have here, because the host, Sammy, is actually really quite funny. And I think if he's watching this, he'd appreciate that I'm in the Cabaret Rouge with the beer right now. So this is Le Cabaret Rouge, and this is actually a giant LCD screen that they use. They got bands, they got stuff like that, and it's really cool because it actually looks like the LCD screen itself is actually pretty solid. Oh, look at that. Saw some tracks. We can go up and take a look. There we go. Hope you could see what was going on there. I couldn't. But, I mean, it's a really cool venue. There's a lot of seating here. It's actually very well tiered seating. So let's just for a second, we all go too far up, but I want to go up, so if you do want to look around, you can take a look around, kind of see the whole room right there. So this is on the back of the boat on deck 7, and it's called Le Cabaret Rouge. They do have a girl who is from Ukraine that is a cellist. She plays some really cool cellos. She actually said, I've seen the show a few times, she has 3 cellos. She has one that's actually got LEDs and it's pretty modern. There's one that's even more modern because it's one of the only 3D printed cellos in the world. 3D printed carbon fiber, which the stick you've been flying up on is a 3D printed carbon fiber. So, yeah, and then she's got a couple 100-year-old cello. But again, we're inside at the back of the ship, and the idea is this is the back of the ship lounge. I don't want to carry my beer anymore because I'm going to need my hand in a minute to open stuff. So I'm going to let you look at the back of the ship for about 15-20 seconds if you turn around, and I'm going to finish this Heineken. All right, I lied. Only took about 10 seconds. So we got Heineken finished. Let us move on. So we are now at the back of deck 7. Now, I will tell you, the crew on board, very friendly, but also very, very, very new. Our waiter in the dining room, if you do not say the exact name of the dish, so down to we've actually had, I'll tell you, the dining room food, reasonable. Had one night it was meh. We actually wanted to order chocolate cake. The name of it on the menu was Grandma's chocolate cake. He had literally no idea. It seems like almost, a deep inside joke for those of you that get it, not about cruise ships. Seems like a lot of this ship is almost like Westworld. The hosts haven't been programmed right. And I've been asked the same question about 150 times since I've been on board, because when they don't know how to ask something, they say, "Where are you from?" Let's see if we can take a peek. This is another one of the restaurants. This probably shouldn't be locked. There's another one of the restaurants here. Oh, this seems to be the family restaurant because there's high chairs all over. And I haven't seen high chairs anywhere else. Oh, yeah. This seems to be the family restaurant. It's called the Skyline. Again, remember, like I said, everything's got New York. But yeah, all the crew have been exceptionally friendly, but the command of the English language really hasn't been great. But that's why we can't get back on deck 5 and 6. The reason we can't get back is because all the galleys are back here. That's why they don't cut through, or they use that weird staircase and everything of that sort. So now we are headed to the casino. So we're going to head to the casino right now. We are on deck 7. The casino is, again, if you saw where the dueling pianos were, those are directly above the casino. The casino is really a central hub for the ship. Hopefully we'll get another drink in the casino. All right, Skyline Restaurant. We're going back by the hot air balloon, which is going to transport us back to, and unfortunately, I haven't seen a lot of these juggling acts and hula hoop acts and other things like that. That's Sammy right there. And they have a live band, and like I said, you'll never see the cruise director at La Cabaret Rouge. Kind of weird, but true. Kind of a really cool tunnel to transport you in the evening. This turns red, and it's like you're transported to Paris, even when you're not in the hot air balloon. So we've got double transporting. But we are headed right now to the casino. This is the main casino on the ship. It's a pretty big casino. I do want to point out there are some things missing from the casino, which I think one of them will definitely come as more Americans get on board, because I had a discussion with the casino manager. So as of right now, there are no craps, be it bubble craps, be it live craps in the casino. Again, I am here with UR Comped. I do love casinos. I don't love craps myself. And there is also in the casino, there is no player versus player Texas Hold'em, because the clientele they have on board, they said they put it on a few of their ships, both a digital table and a physical table, and they could never get a table to play. And for that to be profitable to a casino, as far as space is concerned, they have to be able to take their 5% rake. And to take their 5% rake, they need people to actually be playing to take their 5% rake. Again, another bar, like I said, we've got the Seascape bar, which is that main one in the grand foyer. Send you out a little bit, which is open. But a lot of these satellite bars all around are actually not open right now. But right off of that main grand foyer, kind of just like Carnival, the entire ship is built around the casino. So we're not going to stop for long in the casino. Like I said, they don't have roulette. They do not have Texas Hold'em. They have roulette, sorry. They don't have craps. They don't have Texas Hold'em. They do have Jacks or Better. I did really well with 4 of a kind on Jacks or Better last night. I'm really liking this casino in multiple ways. We'll leave it at that. The other nice thing is MSC's casinos do not, again, I want to stress, do not issue tax forms. So their casinos do not issue tax forms. So if you do have a big win, ain't nobody gonna tax you on it. That's why I do love the MSC casinos here. Again, we're not gonna stop in the casino because there really shouldn't be in a camera with the casino, but I want you to see they got a lot of tables. They even got some early players on the tables. And we've got a bar, which if you play a certain amount of money, they give you a little sticker on your card. Play a certain amount of money, or you come on with the casino group, they give you a little sticker on your card, and then once you've got that little sticker, you are golden, you are good to go. You drink for free. All right, so next up we've got the theater. You see, might have had a little cut there because the files can only get too big, so big. But remember, here's a dirty secret about cruise ships. If you lock a door on a cruise ship, you have to give everyone the key. So only the bridge door is locked. Let's see what's going on in the theater. I don't think anything's going on in the theater. They're practicing. Yep. Okay. They're practicing. So it looks like they're actually rehearsing for the show tonight. It is literally the same show over and over with different music. I've seen a Finding Nemo knockoff. I've seen a a knockoff of the end of the great movie ride at Disney. There's a lot of weird stuff going on in that theater. So, yeah, just be aware. There's a lot of weird stuff going on in that theater. So we're going to go back to the casino, go on the other side, and we have done deck 7, which goes clear from Le Cabaret Rouge to the theater. So we have done deck 7, and now it's time to go up to deck 8. Now, deck 8 is the last of the lower decks. Then you've got 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, and then deck 16, you've actually got the where the buffet starts and the pool starts. But can I grab you a Peroni? I'm gonna grab a Peroni because we're on an Italian ship. Let's drink an Italian beer. So again, we've got some cool sculptures in the casino, which we came up on deck 5 earlier through that sculpture. Probably go inside the sculpture. There we go. Yeah, so we came up on deck 5 through that sculpture. Thanks, sir. And we now have our Italian beer. And if we look down, this is where the pianos were dueling earlier. This is the Times Square area. So I consider this to kind of be atrium number 2. You saw that big atrium that was many floors. This is atrium number 2. If you're in the casino at night, you can definitely hear all the music that's going on. And again, like, you've got that, and I try and do this uncut so you get a good perspective of where everything is. So we are going to now go up to deck number 8. So deck number 8, again, as I said, is the last of the indoor general space passenger areas on board. While we do the stairs, let's drink a Peroni. All right. Oh. All right. So, we got a couple interesting things up here. One of the first we got up here is actually the sports bar. So, sports bar has the widest selection of draft beers on board. Got some fashion jewelry. But the sports bar, widest selection of draft beers on board, as well as they have some food options. So it looks like it just kind of opened at noonish. Now, the taps are a little misleading. The most unique thing they've had on tap is Blue Moon. We've got Lanita's Session IPA, Affligan, and one on the other side. And none of those have ever been on tap this entire cruise. Again, no one's fault it actually works here, but they do have a lot of different beers here, and they have food here as well. And this guy runs this whole place. This guy runs this whole place all on his own. He's the glue that keeps the sports bar together. Just saying. The glue that keeps the sports bar together. But you can order food. They've got burgers. They've got nachos. They've got, what do we have? Chicken wings. Meh. Burgers are good. Nachos and chicken wings, kind of meh. There's some better places. It is an upcharge for the food on board, fitting with the ship-in-ship concept that I like to talk of. So even if you're in an inside cabin, thank you, sir. Even if you're in an inside cabin like I am, they can set it up so you can spend some money and get a better experience, because that's the whole idea of a ship-in-ship concept. So yes, you do have the yacht club, which if you pay thousands upon thousands upon thousands upon thousands of dollars to get on board, well, then you have a really good experience. But if you are in an inside cabin, well, then you can pay for some premium experiences. It's another lounge I really haven't figured out the purpose of, but they have some live music in here. This is like where the jazz band plays at night. Kind of an old-timey lounge right here on deck 8. Again, remember, this is a 360 video, so you can move around, up, down, left, right, everything like that. Whoop! And we've seen the sports bar. This is the Swarovski shop. If you do want to actually buy some crystals, again, you've got these alarms here, which scream carnival to me. But if you do want to buy some Swarovski or anything like that, you definitely can. But again, these shops are actually all operated directly by MSC, which was kind of a really unique thing to have that done. And it looks like this is also where they actually shoot like the cruise director show that goes on the TV. To be honest with you, I don't even know if the TV in my cabin works. I haven't turned it on. I use my laptop. Do I need to use the laptop? I will tell you, speaking of that, this is the production room right here. Speaking of that, the internet on board has actually been respectively good, which is like, whoa. Richard's saying the internet on a ship is good. Oh, look, there's our Statue of Liberty right in the middle of the bar. But you're like, whoa, Richard's saying the internet on a ship is good? Must actually be good. Okay, they're using SES as their provider, but they actually have pretty good service with SES. You do want to make sure that you get the top-end package. You don't want to get the surf package. You want to get the surf and stream package. But let's see. I got it. And you've got a pool room right here that is connected to the sports bar, I think. Also a great daiquiri holder. Yeah, so that's connected to the sports bar if we wanted to go back there. Pool room and daiquiri holding table for shuffleboard. Well, let us push out. All right. So now we're going to go to the back of Deck 8. This is above the Cabaret Rouge. And this should be, what? Hold on. Where are we? What is on the back of Deck 8? This is the business center from Giuseppe Bono. I'm not quite sure what's going on here other than a crinkled up business card. It's literally not somewhere I've been yet, not somewhere I'm going, but it's painted in a really weird olive green for some reason. This entire hallway. We're in the front of the boat. Forgot that. And now we're going to go to the place I haven't gone this cruise. Everybody always goes, are you okay? You're just drinking beer and doing 360 tours. And I go, yes. This is the MSC gym. Now what you'll notice, you've seen a couple things while we've been on this tour. Before we go in, I'll go in. You'll see that there's a lot of branding. And I like it. Like we walked by a giant Guinness Book of World Records sign earlier. We had the Master Chef at sea earlier in the cruise. There's a lot of branding. There's a lot of dual branding with a lot of companies because they can do this. They're a private company. They make a deal with another private company, they're good. These public companies have a lot more red tape to it. So if we look around the gym real quick, everything is done by Techno Gym because they've made a partnership with Techno Gym. And I guess you can buy Armani clothing to put on. Oh yeah. They have a whole shop just for Armani clothing. So you'll see. This is just the gym right here. Again, feel free to spin around if you like. Oh wow, it's pretty big. Let's see where this takes us. We're not going to go into locker rooms or anything. Got a spinning studio. There's a couple different studios, but it all seems to be Techno Gym branded. And what you'll see is there's a whole area in front of the spa here. See if we can go outside. Talk more about the ship-in-ship concept. And then we're going to go back to the specialty restaurants on Deck 8, which are in the aft. So, you remember we talked about ship-in-ship concept? I talked about that dining room you can come at any time. It's kind of built with the spa cabins in mind. Well, they have a whole concept that, you know, if you are a spa class, I don't even know what they call it. I would call it on Celebrity, I would call it Aqua class. I think on here, they call it Aurora class. If you are an Aurora class cabin, you can come to the Aurora area. So what I mean by that is there's actually a separate area out here. I'll show you where it starts. But again, this is the ship-in-ship concept. So let's go right here. We're in the spa right here. So we'll be a little quiet for a second. When we're talking ship-in-ship concept, we can finally go out to the open deck here on Deck 8. And you'll see you will get so far, and then you'll get stopped. So we're going to continue to go far as we can. because this area up front has some hot tubs, has some loungers, and it is only for guests that are in the spa class cabins. So you'll see, I mean, there's even a door right there. So you actually can't get past there. You'll see the bridge wing in the front. It's only for guests in the spa class cabins. So they've got a whole another thing called Yacht Club, which is for suite class cabins. I am an inside cabin cat this cruise. I will tell you that they did send a letter to our cruise, to our cabin, saying that since we went really short on Grand Cayman, we missed Ocho Rios because there is an engine problem on board. So we went really short on Grand Cayman, missed Ocho Rios, and we're headed back to Ocean Cay, which I actually really like. So they are giving people who paid for the cruise, I say that because, you know, you are comped, they're giving them, they haven't really said if they're giving us anything. I would assume not, but they've given me plenty of presents from the casino. And I mean bills with dead presidents on them. They've given me plenty of presents. They're giving people back 50% of what they paid to get on board in order to reimburse them there. But you see, we've got the barbershop. Barbershop's actually pretty cool. Really cool design, actually. Kind of ye old American barbershop. Kind of looks like a Main Street USA and Disney. I think they did a beautiful job. Like, absolutely stunning job with the barbershop. Probably the prettiest one I've seen on ships, period. I want to check, because we got a couple more things to check out. What we got? Yeah, so we got a couple more things to check out on deck 8, and then we're going to go up to 16, 18, 19, and 20. So checking out a couple more things on deck 8. We're going to have to go back, because we're already forward. We're right above the theater. So we're walking back. We are directly on top of the casino now. So I shall move over the casino, standing on top of my favorite roulette table. Just saying. Keep moving forward. All right. We got a couple more shops on the way, but I want to show you some stuff that's in the back of deck 8. And then we'll take a look at the cabin, which my cabin is on deck 9. And then we will go ahead and take a look at some other stuff. So that's actually the Effie store, so they do have an Effie shop on board for their fine jewelry, their trunk show of sorts. So they got a mixture of a whole bunch of Masaka, a lot of brands that you don't see on other American, well, this is not an American cruise ship, but a lot of brands that you won't see on American cruise ships, brands that Americans are not familiar with. Hey, cool. Now they also have these giant screens all over, which is really kind of cool. If you wanted to book or look at the menu or the restaurants, these are actually the best screens I've seen on any cruise ship. So, now I will tell you, the specialty restaurants we're walking to right now, the specialty restaurants are primarily sold as an a la carte experience, meaning that you're paying for each item, but they do have some different options to them other than a la carte. And you'll see here's an MSC shop. It's time to finish a Peroni. All right. So, moving on to my actual, so art as well. Art is not run by Park West. Sorry, we'll move on. Art is not run by Park West on board. It's run by MSC directly. There is no art auction. That's the price. That's the price. If you want that print of a, looks like Italian countryside, that's going to cost you $2,110. They have the price. So they have an art team on board, but it's not an auction. It's none of that, and I like that. It's actually, strangely, rejecting an art auction is actually like the classiest thing I've ever seen a ship do. I've seen no list of an art auction or anything like that. I don't know. They just don't want to sell anything. And then we've got, always, as you always have, the MSC shop or the logo shop. So, if you did want to get captain's hat or anything like that, captain's hat's actually pretty reasonable. Or that creepy mascot that I met on the way in. Lego sets, all kinds of things for everyone right there. But we've got to get rid of this pier, and we've got to go to one of my favorite, actually my absolute favorite restaurant on board, which is Hola Cantina. Now, let's talk about Hola Cantina. The good, the bad, and the ugly. The good is it has the best food I've had on the ship, including in the steakhouse, which we're going to get to in a few minutes. It is kind of like an elevated, high-class, fancy-ass Taco Bell. It's really what it is. The bad is that food's going to cost you. The good of that bad is you can actually pay, as of January 2023, you can pay a flat rate of $18 plus a 15% gratuity and get all you want. Here's where the bad news comes. They have a bar attached, which is absolutely fantastic. The bad news of that bar is they have decided that a lot of the drinks on the bar, even though they're not in the terms and conditions of the beverage package, we will do a separate video on this, a lot of the drinks in the bar are not included in the beverage package, even the top-end beverage package. Why? Because excuses. That's the real answer. You go, why? The answer is because excuses. You've got, on the top-end beverage package, the only thing it says it doesn't include is anything above $15 or any drinks at that, remember the chocolate place we read earlier where we got the Heineken? That's what they say is not included in the beverage package. Here's the problem though. These frozen margaritas right here are priced at about 10 or 11 bucks. And they like to say, hey, that's a signature drink. No. You can't call something a signature drink and then exclude it. I had a little talking to with the F&B team on the first day and got myself a bit of a roundabout exception, but that shouldn't be something I even had to do. So they do also have very good Mexican beers here. Unfortunately, they only have one bartender, and the bartender is not around right this second, so maybe we'll come back in a minute and we'll see if we can get some Mexican beer here, because they have some unique beers you can't get anywhere else. Also, in the sports bar we were at earlier, we were talking about the drafts being out, but the bottles, they actually have some pretty unique bottles that you can't find anywhere else. Now, we're on deck 8, like I said. If you look, I'll stop here for a second. We've seen everything except for some stuff in the back. There's a pool in the back of deck 8. We've seen the chocolate bar. We have not seen the Uptown Lounge. We've not seen the restaurants. We've seen the tacos and cantina. We've seen the art gallery, walk by the excursions. Liberty Plaza's got the shops and the bars, the business center, and the spa and gym. But what we're going to head back to is kind of where all of their specialty restaurants happen to be. So we're going to jump back to where all their specialty restaurants happen to be. Remember again, this is going to be in the back of the boat because the main galley, it's not, deck 5, 6, 7, 8. And there's a bunch of specialty restaurants. You've got a sushi bar. You've got teppanyaki. Teppanyaki is actually where I'm headed to later tonight. You've got the cocktail bar, which again, most of us in the cocktail bar, not included in the beverage package. Sounds weird. I'm talking about the top-end beverage package, the one that's like for a 7-day cruise, about 500 bucks for the top-end beverage package if you buy it before. So you got the sushi bar, you got teppanyaki, cocktail, you got the wine cellar, butcher's cut, and Ocean K. One of the cool things they do, and do not miss this, on the first sea day, they actually do a tour across all of the restaurants. And in that tour, you get to actually taste something. Remember one of the restaurants, trying to remember back, from the steakhouse, you got the grilled cheese and the tomato soup. From the teppanyaki, you got some fried rice. You could take some sushi. You can go to the Ocean K. You can have some tacos. It actually works pretty well. So you'll see the teppanyaki right here will be a little quieter. I think you can take a look inside. We'll be there a bit later. There we go. Oh, they're just finishing up right there. He's just finishing up right there. There we go. We're going to be in here later this evening. So you are comped. Again, another shout out to You Are Comped, which again is not the sponsor of this video, but I am going to post my referral link below. If you do have casino status with any cruise ship or land-based casino, again, not an ad, you have any casino status with any cruise ship or land-based casino, You Are Comped will get you on other cruise ships for free. Yes, I'm not kidding. I paid free $99 to get on board due to my land-based casino status with a land-based casino. And he's just finishing up some rice, right? What's that? You making sushi? What? He's making asparagus, right?
Asparagus, mushroom, and then the chicken.
Oh, you're doing it over because they're doing meat over there? Ah, okay. So there's someone vegetarian at that table. Ah. So yeah, there's someone vegetarian. I've actually seen that on Virgin before. They've done that at at the Korean barbecue place is if there's a vegetarian at the table, they'll actually cook on another table. So we're going to teppanyaki tonight. Again, it's all kind of a la carte in the scheme of things, meaning that you're paying for individual dishes. And then you've got Butcher's Cut. This is the steakhouse. We went there last night. To be honest with you, it's not worth what they're charging. Probably worth about half of what they're charging. This is an a la carte, so you're paying on a per dish basis. I think it came to like $70. It'll be comped by the casino anyway, but it came to like $70 for a filet, lobster tail, a tomato soup, and a cheesecake. It came to like $70, $75. And then they've got an event going on in there. Yep. So they got a wine tasting going on in there. We won't make a lot of noise, but that's their wine cellar. Want to look real quick? That's their wine cellar. All right. So let us jump to the part that I don't really like of the specialty restaurants, which is actually the seafood. Not a fan of the seafood. So, let's see. So they do have a seafood restaurant named after their private island, their private area, Ocean Cay. And they also have a sushi restaurant, which is actually really cool. Oh, it's working. So they have a sushi restaurant where the sushi comes around on the random, oh, there's a lot more sushi down there. Sushi comes around on the random little cart thing. I kind of want to fly above it. I do love this camera, kind of acts like a drone. And we can fly above the sushi. Oh, we got some sushi out there still. There you go. I don't eat sushi, but it's still cool. So this is all magnets, right?
Yes, sir.
So these technically, those lift off, and then you put them back on, right? That's so cool. I just don't eat sushi though. I'd love to, but it's so cool. It's so pretty. They're like little worker bees, and then they charge you based on the color of the plate. So the different color plates have different charges. So based on the color of the plate. But again, just like the taco place, they got some good in there. It costs, but I think it's like $33 for all you can eat sushi. If that's your thing. Sushi's not my thing. And you notice, like, this is, I think it's a European thing. I don't mean to insult any Europeans watching this video, but I think it's a European thing, the whole, like, everybody sunbathing. Because we're not even anywhere near the pool deck right now, and it's still pretty slammed right there. And that is Ocean Cay. This is it's named after the island, right?
Yes, sir. Inspired by the island. We're serving shellfish and seafood as well.
Shellfish and seafood.
Shellfish and seafood.
I don't eat shellfish and seafood, but I'm going to teppanyaki tonight. So they've got shellfish and seafood right there. Named after their private island. Now we got a little bit more on deck 8, and we might try and go get a Mexican beer after. So we've got the Uptown Lounge. It's a little lounge where they play music and stuff like that. Another really cool, I do love these LED screens. I'm a lover of LED screens. Whoop. They make it so I can't get in because I'm fat. Okay. So, yeah. So where they have a Latin group that actually plays most nights in the Uptown Lounge. Personally, between me and you, this should be the piano bar, but that's a discussion for another day. All right. And now we've got the pool in the back. So we're going outside for the first time, and this is the infinity pool. Up in the back, we got a bar open right here. There are actually a boatload of pools on board. This is the infinity pool. Let's walk over it. That's a really cool spot. This does not exist on any other ship that I know of. It's awesome. Like, you can do the back of the ship pose right here, and this is like one of those visuals that you're just like, whoa, that's really cool. So I'm going to send you up. And remember, this is a 360-degree video. feel free to move around, see what you see there. Really, really cool ship design, I do have to say. I'll be honest with you, for many years, many years, I've actually seen this ship, and I've been like, when I've been on other ships, when I've been on Celebrity, when I've been on Royal, when I've been on, I was actually just recently on Royal, when I've been on Virgin, I've seen this ship in port, and I've been like, hey, that's a really cool design in the back, and now finally getting able to see it with all those pools and everything like that is pretty epically awesome. But we're going to make our way back towards that Mexican place, try and get a beer, because I'm going to need a beer before I go outside a little bit more, because I call myself, thank you, a bit of an indoor cat. Not a fan of going outside much, but we're about to go outside. We've seen all of the passenger areas on the lower decks now, with the exception of me getting Mexican beer, which we'll see if we can do. What we're going to do after this is we're going to make it stop by the cabin on deck 9. We're talking about the elevators. And then we're going to go up and look at 16, 17, 18, 19, and 20, and potentially 21 as well. I might say 21 because there's actually, stay tuned, there's a giant robot arm that will throw you around on the top of the ship. This is actually a gigantic ship. This is one of the biggest ships in the world. It is also the newest cruise ship in the world as of January 2023. But we are headed back from that pool in the back, past the, oh, I know that piece of art. I wonder what that costs. $2,070. Looks to be printed on glass. Pretty cool. So, back towards the taco place, because we should still have time for the taco place. Let's see if we can get one of those Mexican beers, which all beers on board, they don't have anything more exotic than, 10, 15 bucks. All beers on board are included in the beverage package on board, on the top end beverage package, which we might talk about beverage packages if we get a chance. All right, beer time. Can I get one of the Postres beers? Pacifico, that was what it's called. I'm like making it up. I'm like, Postres?
I know the copy number, don't worry.
I know, he's got it. Oh, that's Dos Equis. Oh.
Excellent job.
Oh, no, that's the best restaurant. This is the best restaurant on board. I'm sorry.
Well, I don't know. What you got was pretty darn good last night. This is fine.
All right, so beer in hand, it's time to head back up to the cabin because we're going to go up and we are going to take a look at the buffet, the cabin, and everything in between. But when we're headed back to the cabin, we've got kind of a unique system. Now, if you did watch my review of the Royal Caribbean Odyssey of the Seas, my biggest problem in the Odyssey of the Seas was the elevators. And I begged more than anything else for a system where you would press the button when you're outside of the elevator, and then the elevator would just mystically, magically come towards you. And guess what? Ask, and you shall receive. You hit it? Now you'll see, it does say it's going to take 1 minute and 30 seconds to get that elevator towards you. But one of the cool things is there are no buttons inside the elevator for the small kids to actually press, which is like, oh yes, there's no buttons for the kids to press. So, the kids, but when I hit, it'll actually tell me how long it's going to be.
9, car A.
Again, I'm being lazy. We're only going up one deck, but it's arriving in 60 seconds. And if you do have multiple people in your party, you want to make sure that you click that for each person in your party. It says 50 seconds. If you do have a wheelchair, or, you're a little fat, choose that. It reserves you a lot more space in the elevator. The elevators have sensors in them. They know when they're full. It says the elevator is arriving in 40 seconds, but we shall see. So, let's see if the elevator arrives in 40 seconds. That's not my elevator. That's elevator D. Ah,
Car A.
I forgot. I have a beer to drink before the elevator opens. Here we go. Whew. Ooh. That elevator is packed. We are just going to take the stairs. Sorry. Whew. You'll see, this ship is primarily full on this cruise, and be honest with you, it's the middle of the day on a sea day, an unplanned one at that, but it's the middle of the day on a sea day, and it's really not that busy on board. And it's kind of amazing that they have so many spaces, but I guarantee you when we make our way out to the pool deck in a little bit, it will be a totally different story. My goal is to finish this Pacifico before we get to the cabin. I am also a man of great transparency. As long as the cabin's been baseline cleaned, I'm going to show it to you. I woke up about 15 minutes before I shot this video. You'll see that the hallways are very wide. One of the weirdest things I've seen on this ship is people will park, oh, it did happen back there, yeah. People will park their strollers outside in the hallway. So there's a stroller normally parked here, just blocking 3/4 of the hallway. But I didn't say this back in the gym. There's not many Americans on board. So us fattened people, we like these wide hallways, but there's not many fat people on board, because that's an American thing. Yeah, you've seen during this video, I'm taking down 3 beers myself. So let's just see if cabin's ready to show. I am in 9129, which is directly below the casino, which is kind of beneficial. Oh, we're good. All right. So let's talk about the cabin before we go upstairs. Turn the lights. All right. Here we go. So we're in the cabin. First of all, let's talk about this right here. You are designed to put your cabin key in that slot. It's going to get dark in about 3 seconds. Come on. And it will turn off everything in the cabin if that key's not in there. It's one of their green, ocean-saving, fun times things. It's still deciding whether it wants to get angry or not. Maybe it takes a minute or so. But here's the important thing. You can get your key, put it in there, or you can use a lot of different RFID keys. This is from Hyatt. If you have an old Hyatt room key, you can put that in. Or you can also just happen to lose your room key. It can't actually read anything, and that will turn the power off in the room. We'll let it try and do that just so you can see what happens. It turns off the air conditioning, turns off the power. But here is the cabin. Ta-da! One of the nice things about the cabin, you'll see we've got a big bed right here. Sorry for any mess you see. We've got a USB-A port, unfortunately not a USB-C port. Got a lot of switches, got a lot of things like that. I will say there's not a huge load of plugs. I gotta move some laptops. This is No Pants Profits after all. You've got 2 240 outlets, 2 120 outlets, some USB-A, and then in the bathroom, it still hasn't gotten angry at me yet. Eventually we're going to be here in the dark. Got a bathroom right here. Pretty big. I will tell you there is one problem. If I'm sitting down, it's hard. We are in the dark. So this is what happens if you don't put your cabin key there. This is a funny thing for me to do. Something I've not done before. I am literally scrounging in the dark. And boom, okay, we're back. Sorry. So, it's got to be a really awkward part of the video. So I'm sitting here, using the toilet. Let's bring it up a little bit. Whoop. So let's say you're sitting here, using the toilet. It's true for skinny people or bigger people. Your right leg is fine. Let's get in the right position, actually. So it's really weird for me to do on video. Here's the problem. Move around. It's a 360 video. Your left leg ain't got nowhere to go. You got to scrunch it in. You got to push it up. You got to sit like this on the pooper. Sometimes it's your right leg if you've got a reverse index cabin. But yeah, I will tell you, for persons of a larger size, like Mr. No Pants right here, the shower itself kind of works. Hey, we're in. We can spin, rinse and repeat, lather up. Hold tight. You can kind of see, if you look, you turn around, you see the mirror. You see where we're at there. All right. So, I do have to actually, let's take a look at storage actually. Got a lot of storage here. If you do want to store your things, you got hangers if you want to hang or anything like that. But what I do want to do now is I want to head to the outside deck. Problem is, before we head to the outside deck, before we head up to deck 16, 17, 18, 19, and 20, we have to let the camera cool down a bit. Because we are in the Caribbean, and it's kind of, sort of, really hot outside. So I'm going to throw it back to Richard in a few minutes, and we'll continue this up at the buffet on deck 16, continuing our MSC Seascape tour and review. All right, and from the magic of time travel and a couple tacos later, we are back. We are going to go up, up, up now at some tacos. Got myself another few Pacificos, and if I can hold it here, I even have a bit of guacamole on my mic. Sorry. Now it is time to go. Make sure I have my room key, which I don't. Oop. Put it down with the beer. All right. Now, we're going from the cabin, and it's time to go up. So we got our Pacifico. We've taken a look at deck 5, 6, 7, 8, and my cabin. 9, 1, 2, 9 on deck 9. Now it's time to go up to 16, 17, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Let's turn the second microphone. And maybe even 21. All right. So we're back to the weird elevators. Let's go to 16. Again, gotta press that. 16, arriving in 20 seconds. Elevator A. The kids can't press all the buttons. It's nice. So car A. Hopefully the car is pretty empty. We'll have to see. Give me empty. Give me empty. Give me empty. It is right now just slightly after 3 p.m. Because again, like I said, I did have some tacos. Oh my! Empty elevator car! Empty elevator car! Celebrate the empty elevator car! Empty elevator car! Alright. So we're going to do 16, 17, 18, 20, and maybe a little bit more on the MSC Seascape. I want to give you a full tour, as unedited as possible. We may overheat the camera a little bit, so we'll have a little cut, but we are now on deck 16. What we got? All right, so let's talk about what we're not going to begin with. The front side of deck 16 is the home of the Yacht Club. This is the real ship-in-ship. You do have to be staying in a suite or a Yacht Club facility to do that, and I guarantee you, my card will not work for that. But we can try. A boy can dream. Access denied. You didn't say the magic word. Access denied. So, I am not your man to show you Yacht Club. But I can show you what happens when a Rainforest Cafe closes. When a Rainforest Cafe closes, you get the Jungle Pool Lounge, also known as the Rainforest Cafe Pool. That's what I'm gonna call it. You can see we've got Tiger on legs And this is actually a retractable roof. It's actually the first time I've seen the roof open. Usually it's kind of a hot box in here. And you'll see, again, if Rainforest Cafe decided to have a pool. So we're starting on the back of deck 16. Plenty of hot tubs, plenty of showers right here. They do actually have very limited hours to their pool. The very limited hours to their pool is due to the fact that they have to have a lifeguard on duty. There's our lifeguard that's on duty. And we've got the jungle pool bar. You're gonna notice there's a lot of pools here. Again, remember this is a 360 video, so spin around all you want. And he's got it right there. So you can spin around all you want. This is the jungle pool bar. Of note, the orange juice machine is included in the top beverage package. Keyword is, not is not. So that's rare to have the fresh squeezed juices in the top beverage package. But we are now going into the buffet, the Lido, as it's colloquially known in a lot of different places, the Lido. So this is no longer prime lunchtime, but we'll see what we got. So you got your beverages. It's all pretty standard. Slightly different design than most other Lidos, but I mean, relatively standard in nature. You got them windows going around and everything like that. They do have, and we're going to hopefully see it because I think it's open now, they do have probably the best pizza I've had as free pizza on any cruise ship, but this is an Italian cruise line, so I kind of expect them to have good pizza. But if they didn't have good pizza, I'd be a little bit angry. But they do have now, I like Royal Caribbean has an upcharge pizza place that actually uses dough from New York and stuff like that. But they actually have, up in the buffet, 3 different areas that they make pizza in. So it kind of shows you they're quite serious about pizza. Again, we are kind of between meal times right now, but let's see what's actually open. Looks like something may be open, food-wise, because it is right about tea time now. So let's see where we're at. We've got a nice bar right in the middle here. I was at this bar at 6 o'clock in the morning today. Just saying. Let's see what's actually open here in just a second. Let's reposition my hand. Okay. Let's see what's actually open back here. Again, it's about 3:30-ish on a sea day. Not a generally scheduled sea day. Kind of an unplanned sea day. But it looks like they've got salad and sandwiches. Yeah, this is the only place to get food right now. They don't have a poolside food place. I mean, so it's actually kind of interesting to see this. Now you got your burgers, you got your hot dogs. The burgers on the ship are not great because they're just not great. But they take those same burgers and they cook them out on food trucks on the island on Ocean Cay, and they're actually fantastic there. This is probably actually busier than lunchtime was. So, oh my, they have ice cream. I didn't think that was a thing here. That you had to pay for ice cream on MSC. They had free ice cream. Wow, didn't know that. Didn't expect the free ice cream. They got included free ice cream. Included ice cream. All right. That was a bit of a cluster there. Let's just check the other side real quick. And then it's time to go outside. We're at the absolute back of the ship. Again, we can't see the front of the ship on this deck because that is for Yacht Club only. So let's just see. Cleaning in progress. So this whole section seems to be closed. I'm getting tired of holding this beer in my hand. So it's time instead to hold the beer somewhere else. Sorry, kids. This is the Pacifico. We paused the video for a bit. Had a couple more of these when we paused the video and charged and cooled down the camera. We're about to go outside for a little bit. Let's finish the Pacifico. All finished. All right, moving on. So what's interesting is these bars up in the buffet area are actually wine and beer bars. They don't have liquor here. Kind of a really strange thing. These are wine and beer bars with no liquor, but that's what they are. So we got the Sky Bar. Hello. Hello. And then we've got a somewhat unique feature here called the Bridge of Sighs. And we have the Bridge of Sighs all to ourselves. The only place I've seen something like this before is actually on the bridge. Virgin has something similar with their giant net on the back of the ship. But this is actually a, if you have a fear of heights walkway, you really shouldn't be here. This is called the Bridge of Sighs. If you're looking at this in 360, go ahead and look straight down. It's a little bit crazy. Go one more time. Go all the way up. So you can see the back of the ship and everything like that, because this is the furthest back we're going to get up high. And if you pan down, you should even be able to see that infinity pool down there. Not gonna lie, it's a little bit scary up here. But we are on deck 16. Now time to venture up to deck 17. So we are going up to deck 17. All right, deck 17 time. And we're gonna go from the back to the front. Actually, we skipped deck 17. We went right to deck 18. Not quite sure how that happened. I don't know if there is a deck 17. There is no deck 17 on the back of the ship. There's a deck 17. There's no deck 17 on this ship. Yes. So we're on deck 18. Because there's no deck 17 on this ship. Well, that's a little weird. So this is the main pool. I actually only found this by mistake the other day. I think they're doing some kind of game or something out here. Which is good. Because there's no music. Oh, it's a dance class.
One day you're going to be perfect. Yes or yes? Here we go, master. Salsa. Salsa. Ay. Ay, ay, ay. Number 3. Number 3.
All right. We got some salsa at the main pool.
Number 1.
Feel free to 360, kind of zoom around, see what you can see here. We'll just take a quick gander at the actual pool. It's obviously a lot bigger than the pool they have in places like Virgin Voyages. The split pool. Let's go up real quick. Feel free to pan around with your finger or with your mouse and see the main pool area on the MSC Seascape. Now you'll notice there's a giant robot arm up there. If you turn around, you'll see a big orange robot arm. They seem to be fixing it right now, but that is a robot arm that will throw you around and cause you a lot of pain. It's not something I do. So that's up there on deck 20. We're on deck 18 now. But we're going to continue on deck 18 and see what else we can actually find. So we're kind of rounding the corner right here. All right, we're rounding the corner. And that's the main adult pool, but then we've got the pirate pool, which is for the children. So we'll see what we can see in the pirate pool. And we've got the Pirates Cove, which has a water slide. Now, Mr. No Pants don't do water slides because he had a bad experience getting stuck in one. So, I don't do water slides, but you can see we've got a whole kids area. So if you got kids, nice kid-friendly area. That's when you have too many beers, you say kidly. Nice kid-friendly area, and there's money all over. There's gold coins, and there is also the giant bucket that dumps water. Now we're going to take a look at this from another level in a minute, but we might jump inside for a few seconds. So again, we've got the kids area right here. Got a bunch of slides here. Bunch of slides. Even have an obstacle course up a little higher, and a giant octopus. Beautifully themed area. I have to give that to them. It really is a beautifully themed area, and I'm just waiting for the big bucket to go off. But you know, if we take a look, this is like Disney level. I don't think I'm gonna get that wet. Disney level with the bird and the treasure and everything of that sort. And the cool thing is they have these squirt guns. We'll see on the next floor where I can squirt people, but they can't squirt me back. But let's take a look at, we looked at the casino earlier. Every ship that has a good casino has to have a good way to prepare kids for the casino, because the kids can't go into the casino until they're 18. Well, if the kids can't go into the casino, how do you prepare the kids for the casino? Well, you take them to the arcade. So this is the Hall of Games, or the arcade. It's a way to prepare kids to eventually bet in the casino. And I guess we found a gun on board. It's orange, but we got bowling. Well, not bowling like on other MSC ships I've heard, but bowling there, and you've got a game where you launch people. And yes, you've got tickets, which to kids is the equivalent of money. And once you put all your tickets in, you hit print. You're paying money to get tickets, to get prizes, to get different things of the sort. And then they also have basketball, which when we're doing this, we always have to use our stick and get a basket. There we go. We got a basket. And then they have a whole VR motorcycle here, where you put on your VR goggles. They've got some VR race car right there, the Formula Racer. And you've got some other VR things. And you get a fun pass that includes the cinema, the video games, except for things that give out prizes, the racer, and all of that. And you've got an interactive for the cinema in here. If there's someone in there, yep, there's people in there. We'll leave that be. So this is also, up where the games are, is also where they corral the children. I'll tell you, it's very nice, even though this is not an adults-only cruise. When you're down in the casino area, which is where I spent a lot of time on this cruise, when you're down in the casino area, kind of feels like an adults-only cruise. Gotta say that. So we're continuing on deck 18, because I guess deck 17 doesn't exist on this ship. And we've got, to be honest with you, oh no, I have been here. I was like, I haven't been here yet. This is the second story of the jungle pool, also known as the Rainforest Cafe pool. And you can see it right there. Second story jungle pool. And they have a lot of brand partnerships. You see, that seems to be Lego. We've seen Lego, we've seen Guinness Book of World Records, we've seen MasterChef, we've seen a couple other brand partnerships. Unfortunately, this is not an actual Rainforest Cafe. That's just what I call it. It's the Rainforest Cafe. Cool. Because you'll see, even like you look at this wall right here, it's right in front of us. You're like, what's that look like? Hey, Rich, that looks like a Rainforest Cafe. Oh, this kind of is. probably our last look at the Rainforest Cafe pool. I think we got some elevators here, which means we have a map. When we have a map, we can see what we haven't seen yet. I think that's important. So let's see. I think we've seen everything up here. So we must go to 19. Okay. Not much up there. But let's go to 19. I think we actually do have something up here that's kind of cool. I'm not sure if it cuts through. No, it doesn't. So this deck, 19, may not be too helpful. Let's see if we can get outside. Yacht Club. Yacht Club. Again, this ship and ship concept is actually amazing. They've literally built an entire ship inside of a ship. We got an announcement. Maybe.
Ladies and gentlemen, a few activities we can't do is happening almost right now.
Oh, okay. So they're just announcing some activities going on. Again, this was an unplanned sea day, and we only got the activity information in our cabin literally minutes ago. Of note, the phone is kind of weird. There's a really weird ringtone on your phone. I thought my cell phone was ringing. But we've got an interesting area that I want to go to. So we're in 18. We cannot cut through to 19 or 20. And why we can't cut through to 19 or 20 is we can't cut through to 19 or 20 because that's all Yacht Club. So let's go see where we can get up. We want to get up a little bit. We might have to go back through the arcade. I also guess for the first time I'm learning the name of the mascot for MSC. Maybe Dorium? Because it says Dorium Land? Oh no. We're back at Little Lego Man. And I do want to go up. I want to show you as much of the ship as I can, except for the Yacht Club. Because, unfortunately, not Yacht Club. Very smooth seas today. Very, very, very smooth seas today. We are getting an announcement. Oh, sorry. Young Club, Teens Club, back through the Hall of Games. Also known as air conditioning. I want to show you the second level of that Pirates place. So the second level of that Pirates place is really quite interesting. We're not going to make a basket again. I do also want to note something that I've tripped on a few times over this cruise. Is actually this doorway right here. That's probably the worst step on the entire ship. And by worst, I mean really worst, you gotta step up. But we've got an obstacle course up here. So you got a lot of slides. Again, I don't do slides myself. Not a fan of these enclosed spaces, but they look like pretty safe slides. Now we're gonna keep going up. Now you may say, why are we gonna keep going up? We're gonna keep going up because there's an obstacle course up here. And I figure we might as well do the obstacle course in 360 degrees. We'll go up to the sports arena after. We're headed up there to the Robotron sports arena. Look, you can see an Italian shipbuilder. This is Finken Daddy, made in 2022. This was actually a ship that was supposed to launch in 2022, not a ship that launched due to COVID in 2022. Again, as of January 2023, this is the newest cruise ship in the world launched. Okay, here's the sports court. We'll go in real quick. You see the fun water slide area. I got soccer, basketball, everything else of the sort here. And while we're this way, let's take a look at the Robotron. Again, we saw this from much lower, but this is actually a robot arm that they strap 3 or 4 people to. It plays music and shakes you up because it does that. It's a simple metric. Why does it do it? Because it does. Not something I will be doing myself, but just so you at home can see how it all works. You strap yourself 3 people into that robot right there, and we'll go take a much closer look at the robot because we can. So you strap yourself into that robot right there, and then that robot arm will just flip you around and everything like that. And you can see that's the main pool right there. So I'm going to go up a little higher so you can see, but that's the main pool, and that is the robot arm. As of right now, January 2023, I believe it's $11 to go on the robot arm. It should be open today from 3 p.m. to 7 p.m. It's obviously 4 p.m. right now, and the Robotron, just to prove, the Robotron's not open. I think it might be broken because we saw people up here fixing it a few minutes ago, but that is the Robotron. I think we've only got 1 or 2 more places to go on the ship, because we're giving you a full tour, going up as high as we can. So we've got the obstacle course now. So let us go to the obstacle course, and then just because we can, I think we'll go to the top of the slide. So this is deck 20. We're going to go to the start side of the obstacle course. Don't worry, the obstacle course takes like a minute to complete. Not that bad. Did it yesterday. Unfortunately, you can't have drinks or glasses, so that's why I had to polish my drink right there. All right, let's do it. Adventure Trail guidelines. No phones. Oh wait, I have a phone. No drinks. I don't have a drink. I got shoes on. No sandals. Minimum, maximum. I think we're good. Children under 5, children under 10, no running, no food, drink, no climbing. Okay. So this is a very short obstacle course, but an obstacle course nonetheless. This is nice and solid. This ain't going nowhere. Feel free, again, if you want the full experience, feel free to zoom around and check out what's going on. But now, we got this very little bridge, which goes directly up over the splash pool. We'll let the kid come out that way first. He's got it, he's got it, he's got it, he's got it, he's got it. Okay. Now let the not kid do this. This one's actually easy. The next one's the one that's hard. Whoa. Whoa, whoa. You get to watch a drunk fat guy go on an obstacle course. You're welcome. Oh. All right. That wasn't that bad. This one's the worst one. Huh. Okay. Okay. There we go. Beautiful. All right. And then you've just got the slide entry a little bit higher on proverbially deck 21 if you wanted to go to the highest area on the ship. But let's get inside and we'll wrap this up because we finished the tour. Now this is like one of the most cool and colorful areas on board. It's right up here. And I love this guy because watch. You can shoot the kids. Oh! The bucket just went off. You can shoot the kids, but they can't shoot you back. See, their gun doesn't reach us. See, we can shoot them, but they can't shoot us back. It's great. Stay nice and dry. Stay nice and dry. This is the best. You can shoot them, but they can't shoot us. I love it. I'm still a big kid at heart, and I love it. So, I mean, here's the thing. I'm not gonna lie. I like this cruise ship. We're getting back inside to give you a full summary, but you know, I like this cruise ship. As I was gonna say, got cut off. Just because of the beverage package on Royal Caribbean, I'm actually gonna give the Odyssey of the Seas a 1-up from this ship. I will tell you, the casino on board, the MSC Seascape, has been very, 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 very good to me. So I'm not saying a bad word about the casino, but the casino on the Seascape was a lot better than the casino was to me on the Odyssey of the Seas. But in the whole perspective of things, I gotta say, the full package, my first sailing on MSC, this is their newest ship. It's 7 weeks old. We're having propulsion problems here and there. That's just kind of the way things are. We're walking back through the buffet real quick. You know, we're having propulsion problems here and there. Again, they're giving back people who paid for this cruise 50% of what they paid, which I think is incredibly fair. I don't know if that's going to be cash or a future cruise credit. That's still to be seen. But, you know, essentially, we missed Jamaica, which was supposed to be today. We had a very, very short call in Grand Cayman. And we do get to go back to Ocean Cay, which if you see my other review of Ocean Cay, I actually really, really like Ocean Cay. But I have to say, this is kind of a thing that Americans have not really found out about this cruise line yet. There's not a huge number of Americans on board yet. And I think that's an interesting thing. Like, even at the buffet every day, they've got fresh Parmesan and prosciutto. On other American cruise lines, to get prosciutto, you got to go to a specialty restaurant. On MSC, it just sits there. They got fresh mozzarella, fresh Parmesan. You know, my friend who I was traveling with on the first day said, "You're going to hate this ship because this ship is European food, not American food." But you know what? I actually don't hate it, which is a kind of an interesting perspective there. But I guess coming to you from the Jungle Pool / Rainforest Cafe on my second favorite ship, and literally fix some stuff with the beverage package. Be very clear what is and what isn't included. Just be clear. Hey, look, if it's over $15, it's not included. Don't make up other rules about the chocolate factory and all that. Just price your drinks a little bit higher so that you don't want people to get, and you're good to go. There's been so many made up, crazy BS rules about the beverage package that it literally brings this ship to me for number 2. If they were to fix their beverage package, this actually might be my favorite ship. And that's a big statement to make. This is Richard coming to you from the Rainforest Cafe pool, also known as the Jungle Pool, on the MSC Seaside, with a full review and tour, reminding you, just like this channel was originally created, when you wear no pants, you've only got one thing left to lose. And if you've watched this channel before, we all know it's your shirt. Coming up soon, we've got Italy, we've got Egypt, we've got a lot of fun things planned. But again, remember, with No Pants Profits, there's only one thing left to lose. When you lose your pants. And you know what that is? It's your shirt. Have a great one. See you around. Hope you enjoyed this tour of the MSC Seascape in January of 2023. Bye!